wish that you had an instruction manual for all those insignificant moments in your life? Somewhere that answers the questions you've always thought but never bothered to ask. Welcome to Patchwork is here to help you navigate the nuances of everyday interactions. And today, we'll be teaching you how to enjoy a flight. So grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of life. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
What's that noise? That's just the engine starting. Oh, okay. And that? Who's that speaking? Oh, that's the pilot. He's the man driving the plane. Mummy, I'm scared. There's so many things happening. Would you shut up, you little jerk? Mummy's trying to enjoy her flight. Flying has become as ubiquitous to our culture as watching a Netflix, buying an Amazon, or flying. But when you look at the numbers, we are the lucky few. Less than 20% of the global population has ever taken a single flight.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. So how do we, the disgusting flying fat cats, enjoy our time sitting in an aluminium cage traveling at 900 kilometers an hour, 38,000 feet in the air? Now, guys...
Is it aluminium? Is it? It's not aluminium, is it?
What do you mean? Is it? Yeah, it's made of aluminium.
Is
it?
Recycle all those cans.
Oh, you're joking.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was a different metal than the one that's in my drawer at home.
Yeah. Are you imagining it's just the sheets?
Is that how they make it, Christian?
Just hundreds of sheets.
Is it? I thought it was like steel or something, like really robust.
Just a really big toilet paper roll and then sheets of aluminium around it. So, Josh, you and I have very recently been traveling. We've been flying on aeroplanes.
So great.
And it has forced both of us, I guess, but me in particular, to consider, what do I actually want to bring on the plane? I realized in my most recent flights that I overpack for the plane.
For the plane?
I have so many things in my carry-on. I have my headphones. I have two headphones in case one breaks.
Really?
I've got my laptop.
How often do headphones break on an airplane?
That's the thing. These are all contingencies because I'm so afraid of being bored.
Are the backups over ear as well? Or are they like little
No, they're little in-ear ones.
That's okay.
In fact, I was planning to go in-ear and then over ears over that.
What happens?
Dual layered air cancelling. Say the word.
What happens?
Noise cancelling.
What happens if you do have?
So we're gonna have to divert the flight. The air has been cancelled.
We're going down. It's so noisy.
Deactivate your air cancelling devices.
That is cancel culture, isn't it? At its best.
Sorry, Dion, you were saying?
So if you were to wear little air cancelling buds, in your ears, and then air cancelling buds, and then over-ear things.
I think that it would be doubly as effective. I didn't try it, though. This is the point that I'm making. I've got this full bag of goodies, snacks as well.
Yeah.
And then I end up sitting on the plane just watching the TV the entire time.
To your point about worried about being alone, I am obsessed with charging things and making sure I've got enough power and all that stuff before I go.
But so you should be. That's a nightmare if you run out of charge. It's always a nightmare running out of charge.
I've never even come close.
Yeah, that's true.
You're in airplane mode.
Oh, that's true.
Fingers crossed.
Christian, what bag are you taking all of this stuff in? Are you taking a backpack?
A backpack. Yeah, a big, like, it's just my ordinary backpack.
And is that the only thing you're carrying onto the plane?
Yes. Yeah, but I see people with these.
Let's just clarify. This is for let's say a Europe, an long haul flight.
This is
right?
a long haul flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I make the plans for the contingencies.
So I go the backpack as well?
Yes.
Are you doing the backpack? I go the canvas boy.
I go the backpack. And one thing I do with my bag, a little bit unorthodox, pretty much always have it at my feet.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. Really?
Thanks so much.
Likewise.
I just wanted to always there.
Shake my hand. Thank you.
I thought
We're
everyone
shaking
puts
hands.
it in the
Thank you very
overhead.
much.
I think most people do.
Because I'm like, get
rubbish.
it near my feet,
Yeah.
and I got unfettered access the whole flight.
You create your cocoon.
Yeah.
But long haul flight, consider putting stuff up there. You just want your core. You want your core. You want your neck. Do you have a neck?
What's in your core?
I've got a neck pillow, but I've got a very different one. It's one that
goes around my ankle.
It goes around my ankles, and it keeps my ankle upright and asleep during the. I've got a neck pillow, and I've got just pretty much the standard stuff. There's nothing really interesting there. Might have a blankie.
That's not standard.
No,
Keep
that's not
going.
standard. No, that's a blankie from the airline. I'm not
Okay.
taking my own blankie.
But your core is your neck. I was gonna say neck brace.
neck
Well,
brace.
it is because you have like a stiff scarf neck pillow.
I've got,
right?
it's a wrap. Yeah.
So the technology has improved.
It has.
Is this one of those things that we always talk about in the show? I'm like, surely it's improved since 30 years ago.
No, it's one of those things. It's this wrap, and it's got this hard plastic thing that goes under your chin, and it stops you from. You know how when you fall asleep on a bus or on a plane or something, your head always goes forward. It keeps your head upright. It's genius.
Because I don't do a neck pillow because they're too fucking big.
Yeah.
Way too big.
Oh, you'd love this guy.
So
You'd love this.
there has been so in both ways there's been the evolution that they now have stiff scarves that Dion has,
And that packs down
but
a lot
also
better. Yeah.
I have a neck pillow that you can roll like an escargot into a small bag and it fits in your bag. You don't have to drag it along airports throughout Europe
It's the one
on the floor.
It's the one thing I see, the people with it round their neck throughout the airport or attached onto their bag in some way. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, it's too big.
Got to do better. It's too big.
Yeah, it's far
It is
too big.
But
you don't want an inflatable one.
they're pretty
That'll suck.
Yeah, they're pretty invaluable though.
Well, with your stiff neck scarf,
Oh, please ask away.
you're relying on the pillow of the seat,
Yeah.
but you've got the support for your neck.
That's right.
And that's a good combination.
And that's the tagline of the product.
I do.
it's a very long tagline.
I am like obsessed with how good the headrest bit folds out and like cocoons
yeah.
you, and then I just like lean my head a bit. I'm like, this is great.
See,
This is
you're
so
different
good.
though because you sleep everywhere
that's
and you
that's
you bunch
so
up like a
good.
Yes.
But like, but I feel like I'm always trying to get comfortable next to the window. Is there? There's no way to get comfortable next to an. Why don't they make the windows have a little mold that you can put your head on?
because then they would become premium little seats, wouldn't they?
Sell them. Sell them.
You know what it is? The problem is because it's the curve. So you don't have it like on a bus or a train or something. You've got the flat wall there because it curves in. It's way further away than it should be.
But hang on, all sides of vehicles where your head goes,
rubbish
there's been
that-
no thought into it. Hardly any thought's been put into the seat. Seats, we've talked about this. All seats are uncomfortable, and that's a rule. Every seat on earth is uncomfortable. They're all a disaster. Like, why are they not thinking about that stuff? Tell me why, when I'm on a train, when I put my head to the left next to the window, is there a big metal thing that makes it? Are they trying to make it uncomfortable?
You're on a train. You're not in a bed.
Yes, agree with this.
Some people get on trains for 2 minutes.
No, but even long haul trains. What is haul?
It's a big gap.
What is?
I agree that I don't mind the airplane seat. I think they're doing the best with a bad situation.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the bad situation?
Limited space?
Yeah, fair.
But it is so unbelievable the difference in terms of the seats. I remember back when I was a young'un, and the emergency seat, as a tall person, you would often get it because they go, "Hey, you're a tall person. Do you want the emergency seat? Yes, please."
That's the way they used to do it. Hey, tall person, you get
it used
extra
to be,
leg room.
Hey, I'm really tall. Is there room on the? And they go, yeah, cool, no worries.
And now
Yeah.
it's hey, person with short legs but big wallet.
exactly,
Yeah.
long wallet.
Long wallet McGee.
But the thing with the exit row, where do you put your bag? You can't put it under there.
Yeah,
You got to put it up.
That's the
Gotta
trade-off.
stow it.
That's the trade-off. And what are we going to do about that on Patchwork?
So Josh, Dion's told us it's his stiff neck scarf, which is his key ingredient in his carry-on. What do you think yours is? The charges.
So the battery, the probably the most unique thing that I take. I forgot on my most recent one. And I'm like, damn it, I should have brought that.
Oh, it's disappointing when you forget it, isn't it?
Because I went,
shocking.
It'd be great. So watch a bit on my phone, and he was like, where do I put my phone?
Yeah.
Years and years ago, I used to get daily calendars, like a little one you pop on your desk and you peel off each day. The thing that came on has a little kickstand.
Oh, wow.
That fits your phone perfectly.
Do you know what else has a kickstand? A kickstand. Why don't you just buy a little $5 kickstand?
Because I already had one for these.
Yeah, it's
Like,
you don't
yes.
need it.
Hang on a second. You're watching shit on your phone.
Yeah.
You have a media
Not
unit.
all of them do.
No,
I flew
and-
Virgin
yeah,
And
recently.
also, like, that's just usually got season 10, last 3 episodes of The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's all it's got.
Oh, what a season.
Oh, and it's an unbelievable
Episode
show.
7, 8, and 9.
Worth a rewatch,
Without
I'll tell you that
context.
But I think, a little kickstand. Well, let's say any kind of phone holder, I think.
Yeah.
Because then you can fold out your tray table, put it on that, and you're way more relaxed.
Okay, so this is getting more and more granular. So, Josh, you've got the kickstand, the phone on the train table. Do you reckon that tray table needs to, it can come out a little bit? Do you reckon you need that for food, or do you need it for, you don't need it for watching something, right? Do you have it?
No, I think it's, I don't know when I use that.
To pull it out a little
want
bit.
it closer
Can
to
I
me,
tell
though.
you exactly when it is? It's when the person in the chair behind you reclines and everything gets all cramped and squished up and you got to pull it out.
That's it, yeah.
Have we talked about that? Do you need to ask permission when you're putting your chair back?
I had such a magical moment on one of these flights that's never happened before. The guy in front of me, just thank you to him wherever you are. I think he was an Italian man. I bet he was. He looked around, eye to eye with me, and was like, "Do you mind if I," with an accent,
Yeah, great.
but do you mind if I just? And that allowed me to move my water cup and prepare for the invasion into my personal space.
Brace.
Brace position. Because when they don't give you the heads up, I feel like that is the fastest I'll escalate to anger in any context globally.
Here's what I think the process should be. That's A+, right? I don't even do that.
Yes.
What I do, I will go early and I will go slow. So very early before someone's had a time to set up or anything. Like you're not waiting for a meal and then going back, right? I'm like going early and just a very really slow, just be like, this is coming back. Got to prepare.
Got a couple of rules here. Like surely that's a rule when you're about to,
Yeah.
Christian.
You're right. Yep. Always ask permission before you recline your aeroplane seat.
Aeroplane jelly.
It was going to be aeroplane flight. Words not coming out right.
I think going really slow, going back quickly. Just you've got to be considering what's happening behind you. You
Yeah.
have to be considering what's going behind you.
It's weird not
they're
to.
made to. They're not made to finesse, are they? Because you can't gradually press the button and get slower traction.
No, but the button
you press the
unlocks.
button and it just and you're back.
You don't sit back in it. You press the button and then you push your weight back.
But I'm saying
Wait,
the
what's the
majority
difference? What
of-
did you both describe
The majority
differently?
of people do not finesse that button. They don't gradually inch their way back.
So
They
you're-
just go, oh, cool, recline mode
Yeah.
on,
See,
back I go.
What I do as a conscientious flyer
Conscientious.
Conscientious.
is that
When pronouncing conscientious, make sure you really emphasize the...
is that I'll take my weight off the back of the chair, engage the button, and
Yes.
then give my weight back and push back.
I just don't know the recline is that important on a flight, and
Makes
I
a
think
huge
people
difference, man.
I think
Makes a
people,
huge difference.
I think people over recline on a flight.
I think they over recline, but trying to sleep, being very upright, compared to a tiny bit back, it makes a massive
but
difference.
that's for the sleep, right?
actually-
some people get there and go, "Cool, gonna start watching a movie." Bang, I'm back.
Yeah, no, it's just for the sleep for me.
Do you think you could gamify?
Gamify.
We're all doing well. Oh, that's very good. Gamify. Do you think you could gamify a flight to encourage good human behavior? Like if you don't tilt your seat back, get a point. If you don't press the button for the air host or air hostess, get a point.
You know what it should be? It's all frequent flyer points. 100 points here, 20 points here, 20 points here.
Why do they do
wow.
that? Frequent flyer points are just unbelievably bad value.
Yeah.
You can sign up to a credit card that's 150,000 points, and then it's 1 point for every $50 you spend. You're never getting close to the bonus points unless you go with ANZ.
I think it's purely like people who fly a lot for work, then it works for them. Like
Yes.
it's pointless otherwise.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
totally-
that's true.
Do you know there was a guy, I think American Airlines offered it back in the 60s or 70s, I think, 70s or 80s, that offered a lifetime free flights. It was like $200,000.
Yep.
And I was like, cool, rest of your life you can fly for free.
Yeah, but when that company goes bust, what happens
and the
to your
guy's
free-
still flying around for free. He's like, yeah, I'll go to Paris this weekend.
Where's he now? Can we track him?
Yeah, let's find out. But it was so stupid. He has unlimited flights for life. And then
Who
we
gave-
can't keep doing this promotion. Shut it down.
What would you like unlimited of?
It's a really good question.
Flights would be great.
Flights would be
Flights
great.
would be great.
I that could almost be. Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
That's probably
Flights.
the best lifetime supply.
Why not just
Yeah.
money?
No.
nah.
That's not real.
No. That's not in the scenario. You can't say that.
It's a lifetime supply of pizzas or KFC.
Unlimited gifts.
Sorry?
Anyway, back to the plane.
Sorry I didn't get the framework of your thought experiment as quickly as...
What I would like to know with you guys, when
Yes.
you get into the plane, how are you getting settled? Like you have that moment to start. We're all putting our bags underneath, right?
I reckon you're right.
Shoes on, shoes off.
Ooh. Shoes. So most of my things happen. Most of my core activity happens when the seatbelt signs go off.
Oh, yeah. When the seatbelt sign
I'm
goes off, the cat will play.
Yes, as they say. But I honestly think that the biggest thing for me, Josh, to what you said earlier, is getting my charging going. The first like half an hour of the
I'm on
trip.
99.
Wait, you're charging on the... I thought you meant
Yes.
before the plane you're charging.
I do both.
Oh, bloody
Yeah.
hell,
It
that's
sucks. It's
excessive.
so stupid.
Yeah.
Have you ever not had something charged on the plane?
No, the closest I've come is my switch has got low, and then I do something else for a bit while it charges.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I've never desperately run out of battery. I have no entertainment things.
I will, Josh, to get settled, I will, so I get my backpack underneath the seat in front. Bang. I'm starting to create my cocoon. I actually think of it as a cocoon. I'm like,
Here's a quick ancillary question.
Yes.
The backpack, is it going centralized with feet either side, or is it to the left or the right with feet, both feet one side?
I'm hoping that I have the aisle, my favorite seat.
What?
Hang on. We'll come back to that.
So I
Bone to
go,
pick.
So I go a little bit to the right, and then I've got some room on the left for my feet.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, Karen.
What are you doing?
so getting settled in.
What are you doing, Josh?
Often in the middle with feet either side of it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Christian. So you're getting settled in.
So I've got settled in, creating the cocoon. I make sure I've got everything relevant out in a little thing, the little sack in front of me on the back of the chair.
Yeah, back sack.
and I go charging my phone. Done. Adapter for my noise cancelling headphones into the audio port.
Yeah.
Testing. Then I'm navigating the media unit. What films will I watch?
Nah, for me, I don't even look to the films. I go straight to the navigation. The flight
map.
navigation. Either you have a plane
Yeah.
that has the most sophisticated looking
Yes.
flight navigation, or you've got that yellow fluffy looking thing flying through the air. Why does that look so bad?
Yeah.
Why is it so bad?
The tail camera as well?
Some of them
great.
you have the
Some of the-
sophisticated stuff, right? You can
I
see
don't
off
think
the
I've
nose
seen
of the
this.
plane.
Oh, some of them are unbelievable.
so
the tail
bad.
camera and the beautiful
And the
visualization.
scale is all off. The plane is basically the size of Australia. And so the entire time you're just sitting over Australia.
Yeah. I don't know why, but do you know that yellow plane that I'm talking
No.
about? Oh, really? That
Nah.
yellow? And Patrick, if you know the yellow animation I'm talking about, right into us.
Yeah, so charging's a big thing.
Yeah,
And
I'll
then-
plug everything in early. Just
Yeah.
get that going. What about though? You know the seat pocket in front of you.
Yeah.
That's a bit too tight, isn't it?
Too tight.
Yeah, it's too
Too
tight.
tight.
What do you
Way
think
too
the
tight.
purpose? Well, the purpose of it's probably changed, I reckon, because it used to just be for the
Magazines and stuff,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, magazines. Do you read the magazines?
If there's a menu or something, you flick through that, right?
Nah.
What do you reckon?
Don't
like-
even touch it.
Nah. How much does that magazine change month to month as well?
It does change month to month.
Does it? How much does it change though? Do the routes
Change the name of the month on the front. Okay, well, we're about halfway through the episode, so time for a bit of a sound check. We're going to test these mics out. I'll kick us off. The sound check for today is going to be breeds of dogs.
Great,
It's
thanks,
going to be
Josh.
breeds of dogs. So I'll kick us off. Okay, here we go. The Saint Bernard was hoisted by his own petard. The Saint Bernard was hoisted by his own petard. Yep, I'm good.
I could hear you loud and clear, Josh. Well
Sounds
done.
good. Christian?
His Alsatian was competent at taxation. His Alsatian was competent at taxation. Everyone could hear me?
Yeah, loud and
great.
clear.
Okay,
Thanks so
and
much.
Dion?
Yep. Just going to test this. The Border Collie was high on Molly. The Border Collie was high on Molly. So recently I went overseas and I was on a plane and I had to do that thing of how much water should I be drinking versus how many times can I get up from my prime window seat
Exactly right.
to go to the toilet. And it's this constant tension. And I feel like water consumption in my life, I don't know about you guys, but I'm never ever drinking enough water. Put me on a plane. I'm just like constantly aware of it. So I just want to know, how can I get better at drinking water on
Yes.
planes? And Christian, do you just drink like crazy or are you conscious of that? And maybe not so much because you're in the fucking aisle
seat. That's the primary reason that I'm in the aisle seat is because it gives me the flexibility to get up as often as I like because I like to drink a lot of water on the flight.
Yep.
The thing that irks me the most about airports is the constant forcing you to empty your water bottle.
It's awful.
Give me a tap
I hate it.
just before I get on the plane. If you're
Yes.
going to force me to empty it, give me a tap with
Yes.
water that you've security checked that I can fill up my bottle with. Because it's unfair that all they give us is this tiny little glass of water when you're sometime in the flight and that's it.
Shocking.
What was really lucky is on my flight back, I was at Bali and I was coming home and I went to the newsagent store, bought a big litre bottle, and the guy was like, "Oh, where are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, back to Australia." He's like, "Oh, you're not going to be able to take that on a flight. Did you know?" And I was like, "No, thank you so much. I'm not buying that much water because I'll be on a plane in 20 minutes."
Yeah.
We had an incident where emptied the water, went through security. We're like, cool, can buy the water again now that we're through security. But there was a gate. There was a gate security, and again had to empty. And I was, we just bought this.
Yeah, I know.
What do they think's happened?
Don't know.
What has happened?
I don't know how we got here because we didn't used to give so much. It was probably terrorism, right? But we didn't. Used to give,
How did we get here?
but like we didn't used to give as much of a shit about fucking water on a plane.
Do you know every flight in America you board, you have to take off your shoes?
shoes is so the
Every
worst.
single flight.
The guy didn't even get it done.
Oh, so he just
His
had
thing
them
in his shoes fucked up.
Wait, one guy ruined it for the
because-
whole
yes,
class.
because they had.
Collective punishment. If you try that new shoe again, you'll have to take your shoes off every single time.
That's shocking, isn't it?
But
Selfish boy.
back to the water on the plane.
The world clown. Class clown.
I find myself probably not drinking as much as I would at home. I've got better at drinking water overall in my life.
Really?
But plane hasn't got a lot better.
No.
And not being able to have my own big litre bottle.
Yeah.
I just want that. And then I
It's
can
hell.
regulate.
And I also don't find. I've also found recently that attendants are not being attentive to your nins.
Yeah.
I press 3 times. I pressed the button on my flights. 3 times, no one came.
Hang on. 3 times is turning it on, turning it off, then
as in
turning it
3
on.
separate flights.
Oh, okay.
where
I thought you meant what I meant.
I would press the button, ding, wait, and then I would wait so long that it automatically would go off,
Oh, it
and
shouldn't
I'd
do
have
that.
to press it again. No one would come.
That feature should not exist.
Yes.
It should always stay on.
It should stay on.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they were just turning it off?
No, it just automatically because no one was being attentive, and all I wanted was water because the grandmother next to me was going like this because she was so parched. I was trying to get her help. Someone give her some water.
So you're picking the aisle seat because you want access to the bathroom all the time.
Okay,
right?
so my theory is I'm not a confrontational person, but I'm completely fine for people to go through as often as they like. What I don't
Often as they like?
Yes, what I don't like to do is come in from the window seat and have to go through 2 people and be like, I'm sorry, and have that look. I just want unfettered access to everything.
Because I'm like quite literally the opposite. That
Ah,
I rather the window because I don't want to be disturbed. I'm like, it's entirely up to me. I can little cocoon away here as long as I like. And when I do want to get up, I've climbed over sleeping people before.
What about sleeping people?
One of my proudest achievements is climbing over a sleepy person at a plane and them not waking up.
I would love if you go
So
to
good.
I love if you go to Josh's place. He's literally got a trophy for that.
Or he's got the 3 seats set up and he practices.
Yeah, those flight simulations in QV. I just go do
that is such a funny idea.
It's a passenger simulation.
That is such a good idea.
Hey, Dad, Merry Christmas. I got you a passenger simulator flight. You get to sit there and sleep for 4 hours. Great. Thanks, son. This is great.
That's so good. There's a bottle of water for you.
Press the button. Nobody comes.
How do you, because I agree, Christian, that the flight attendants, they should be, if they can, relatively prompt. Are you pressing that button generally a lot? And what sort of things are you pressing it for?
Only very recently because wanted the water. I found that for some reason, since COVID, water has become a non-essential item.
I don't know how you guys agree or disagree with this. I don't know how you feel about this.
You should ask.
Yes. I have no understanding what is free and what is paid on a flight.
Oh, great.
And I'm too nervous
Yeah.
to ask the attendants for anything. And then sometimes I'll get off and be like, I could have got heaps of free stuff
Because
the whole time.
you sound stingy as well asking. Like I didn't know whether tea or coffee was on I think it was a Virgin flight. I didn't know it was free because you saw people like getting there.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're taking payments on a plane, but anyway. But no, I do actually know. They've got internet. But I just don't. I have no idea in that situation,
Right?
and it's fucking confusing. And then when they tell you though, and you don't want to appear stingy, you're paying $6 for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You kind of want to know, right? It's like water, that's easy.
Yeah.
Snacks, though, with modern cheap flights, I don't think, because I remember my flights I did in my 20s, the big,
not
big
included.
overseas ones. I feel like a lot of little snacky boys,
The way to know is if there is a menu in front of you with prices on it.
Yeah,
On
right?
a flight where it's included, you do not have that menu.
Do you know what's great? Those long haul flights with a proper, not a low cost airline. Oh my God. They've got these little parts. I don't know if you guys have
On the
experienced this.
A380s?
On the A380s.
What?
We can go to the back of the plane and they've got like Kit Kats and
Are
like
you
little,
serious?
little
Yeah.
soup boys.
I don't think I've been on the Airbus, so I haven't experienced that. I have this fantasy that has been crushed. I remember growing up at a time where my uncles would go on flights and they'd be like, "Oh, we got so drunk," and they would get on the plane to like Queensland to go watch the football. It was a Qantas flight or something, and they'd be like, 2 bourbons and Coke.
Oh, yeah,
and they would just
unlimited.
keep giving them
included.
alcohol, right, and snacks.
What's happened? But it's just all money. It's just all about saving money.
I was standing at the toilet looking back at like the plane and
At the cattle.
At the cattle, it looked like some kind of post-apocalyptic bunker. Like 3x4x3 all rugged up,
Yeah.
like waiting. No one. It was not the fantasy that I had. I don't know. Can I call the attendant and ask for alcohol? Do I have an unlimited supply?
No,
Like, what's the
I think you can, but I think a lot of people don't. They don't advertise it because they're not going to say, "And we're at your disposal."
Yes.
They're not going to say that because they'll be inundated. It's true though. Like that. Just I haven't raised this. I bloody love airplanes.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with them. I think they're incredible.
Yeah.
If you think of that,
Didn't know what they were made of.
No idea. 3x4x3. This thing flying
Yeah.
through the air. That is ridiculous. And you know what? Anyone who isn't amazed by a plane, not friends. That's how I feel to my friends. If you're not amazed by planes, get out of my life.
Because I think that, with the things you get for free, I feel I can visualize what airlines should have that. Like your Etihads, your Emirates, like those ones. You should
Yeah.
get heaps of stuff for free there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And anything, I also think that anything over like 10 hours, everything should be free on the plane.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what airline I'm with, just whatever I want is free because it's a really long flight.
Do you know what? There's a new budget airline that is starting in Australia, and their fees will be calculated per hour of flight.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Are they giving
Makes
you
sense.
food and drink?
I don't know.
Surely
They
not.
gi-
It's a discount airline.
It's the gift of flight, Christian.
But like that makes sense.
It's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it? I
Yeah.
wonder if they go over their. It'd be amazing if they charged you
hang
for
on.
it.
Is that so different from what we currently have? Because
don't
you
know.
pay more for a long distance flight. I presume that's because fuel and time is factored.
But it's literally per hour. That's how they're charging it.
Yeah, but
it's $50.
But
an
how
hour.
do you know that's not what they're currently doing?
I don't know that. I'm just telling you what they are doing.
He loves planes. That's who loves it.
Do you like planes, Christian?
Here's
Listen, get out of my life.
Here's a question though. You're talking about your vision, Christian, of what flying used to be halcyon days.
Yes.
What's the monetary value on that? Are you paying
Great.
$400, $500, $600
if-
more
well,
for that?
So the thing in
that's
my
what you have to do, right?
In my head, everyone's happy. The sun's out. There's space between the seats. You go for walks around, like
Okay,
more
that
walks.
never existed.
No, but I
No,
think
that's
it
business
did.
class.
Oh no, but I think people did get up and move around more.
well, yeah.
Yeah, because they were drunk. But yeah, how much am I paying for that? Probably a bit more.
I feel like a super comfortable. I feel like 300's about as much as I'd go for a big overseas flight. Add 300 for an amazing experience.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm interested in more than that, and that's already heaps of fucking
But
money.
when
Yeah.
you're into planes, which I am heaps, you also know the
Really?
budget. You also know the budget airlines that have really good planes. And Scoot has great planes. They've got 787s. The air's great. The lighting's great. The seats
Yeah.
are great. It's great. It's so good. So for me, that's a budget airline. You don't get any food, but the air quality and the windows are enormous on the planes.
Yeah,
They're huge. They're huge. Yeah.
They're
Really big
those
boys.
little subtle things that you just don't realize when you're flying.
I mean,
right?
I do. Don't tell me I don't.
Do you have a monetary value you reckon you're willing to pay for like a really nice? No, I'm not talking about business class. I'm like saying the difference between you pay for everything or you get like some free drinks and a bit more space.
300's pretty good. I reckon that's pretty
I
right.
feel like that's
Yeah, so on top of your ordinary...
yeah. So I could go your budget airline that nothing's included, but if I really want to have a really nice, comfortable experience, maybe 300.
So 300 more, every person in economy, and they put on 2 additional staff, and those people are exclusively serving water, alcohol,
Yeah.
and snacks.
Done.
That
That's
sounds like
it.
a rule.
For 300...
Straws are made from plastic and paper.
As a society, why did we ever give any one word multiple meanings? If one thing is an animal and the other's a wooden stick, don't call them both a bat.
That's great.
Hey, Google. How do I get people to notice I'm wearing cool new shoes without bringing it up directly or complimenting someone else's shoes first and hoping they respond?
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Welcome to Patchwork. I'm 90% sure that Josh didn't get my little time to think then.
I got it after
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Patchwork.
It'd be worse if he just didn't find it funny.
We learnt so much today.
We covered a lot.
As we do.
Yeah.
As we
covered,
do every
covered
week.
a lot of miles.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We did.
a lot of points gathered today.
a lot of knots.
Yeah, I opened up by disclosing to you, opening up my heart about what I bring onto a plane and how it's probably a little bit too much.
We learned there's been some big advances in neck pillow technology.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's good.
And you got to strike that balance between drinking and pissing, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not just about planes. That's
That's
every,
life.
That's every
That's
walk
life.
of life.
Hey, that's life.
And we think that flying has changed over the years and flight attendants
Wow.
are less attentive, right?
Wow, we've really cracked the code here, haven't we?
Absolutely.
And of course, Josh, what do we have?
We've got all the... We're across the board.
You got it in the
We're
end.
loving it. We're made of straw. We're made of paper. We're made
Great.
of plastic.
Great.
We've got Instagram. We've got Twitter. We've got Facebook. We've
Yeah.
got TikTok. We're on
Ooh.
YouTube, which is the most exciting one. So if you haven't ever seen the show, jump into our YouTube channel. You got the whole episodes are there, fully recorded. We
Yeah.
got clips and stuff as well. So jump onto the YouTube if you want to consume the podcast in that way.
And actually, if you're watching on YouTube and want to prove it, Josh, we're going to get you to show up a couple of fingers. If you get the correct number of fingers that Josh is showing,
Who's this game for?
I've got no idea. And yeah, we've also got a Patreon,
Yes.
and our Patreon bonus patches come out every 2 weeks. They're a lot of fun. We're doing a little bit of a sort of experimental things in them. Come experiment with us. Come to the lab. Do a bit of chem.
So they're just a couple bucks a month if you want to support the show. And the Patreons are the lifeblood of the show. So there is money associated with putting this on. So thank you so much to our patrons who support the show and keep it running.
Yes. We've got Facebook. We've got Instagram.
And TikTok. Support us on TikTok. And as we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilt of life. Josh, what patch did you sew into our quilt this week?
Thank you, Dion. My patch this week is Christian flying disco class where everyone gets drunk and's having a dance. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. This week I sewed into my patch my ad in the local newspaper. Thirsty man seeks parched grandmother to practice requesting water in Friends Flight Simulator. $300 reward. Wow. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is me realising that my Scoot branded plane is not made out of aluminium, but rather yellow fluffy material with enormous windows. Thank you so much for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.